What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a very special sound challenge where we're going to put the écoute TH1 headphones up against a pair that I've been getting a lot of requests asking how these compare to in the comment sections of several videos. So I had to bring them back in, and they are the Mark Levinson number 5909 headphones. Now, like I said, I've been getting a lot of requests asking how the TH1s compare to the Mark Levinsons. At the time, I did sell my previous pair of these, and then I didn't want to, but I had to, thin out the herd a little bit. But I'm getting a lot of suggestions, a lot of questions. A lot of people were asking how these two will compare, and I wanted to get them back. So I did go ahead and find me a new pair, another fresh pair of them to bring back into the fold. So here they are back by popular demand, and actually popular demand and me wanting them back in my rotation, that 5909. So if you want to see price specs and app breakdowns for either of these here headphones, I'm about to call them earbuds, I'll leave links in the description below to my unboxing videos for both. I'll also leave links to where you can find one or both of these if you're interested in picking them up. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this challenge. All right, we are back in, and we're going to start off excuse me, with the TH1s. We are in the écoute app for them, and here's my EQ settings for them. I think I get a really good balance here, so we're going to go ahead and rock with that. Let's go ahead and get our song up. We already got it already queued up. Let's check our volume level. All right, we are right at the orange line. So we're going to go ahead and put these guys on. Let's go ahead and switch over camera. So we're going to put the TH1s on. All right, make sure we are locked in. All right, so we've got them on. So here we go. Song number 1. We got the TH1s in. Let's do it. All right, right off the bat, I love the volume. Don't have to worry about turning them down. It sounds very clear. Nice, wide, nice sound stage. Wide, got the background vocalists. They sound crystal clear. Again, I do have noise canceling turned on also, just so that you know. Again, getting all the detail, the nuance. Again, the clarity is impressive. Again, her breathing rhythm. It's just so clear. Again, I love the background vocalists, how crystal clear they are, but they fill in that space. Oh, man. And my part of the harmonizing sounds so good. Oh, my God. These things sound incredibly clear and just incredible. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the 5909s paired up and on the phone. We're going to take a look at their app and show you my settings there, and then we'll see how they handle song number 1. Stay strapped in. All right, we are back in. We've got the Mark Levinsons paired up. We are in their app, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at the settings here. I do have noise canceling turned on high for these guys. They do not have a graphic equalizer, which I really think they would definitely benefit from. So I do have their bass. I have their their preset set to bass. The bass contour set to enhanced. I think they'll get the best sound out of that with that on. So we're gonna go ahead and rock with that. Now again, no actual graphic equalizer. I really hope that Mark Levinson would have updated this app to include that for these guys. But hey, it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and rock with that. Also, I wanted to let you guys know, if I can get out of here. All right, let me close that out. All right, I just wanted to show you guys as well that I do have LDAC turned on for both of them. As you see, I have LDAC for the 5909s. and LDAC for the TH1s. So just want to let you know that I do have the high res codec activated for both of these headphones. I'm very calm earbuds. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get these eyes on. Okay, there we go. Very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. That Napa leather is serious on these. Let's get that camera flipped over. All right. Let's get our cutaway. I didn't have it in the first segment, so let's go ahead and get that in. All right, so we're going to open this up, and we're going to go ahead and get our music back up. All right, we are there. All right, so here we go. Song number one with the 5909s. Let's check our volume first. Let's check our volume. All right, we are at our optimal listening level. All right, now let's do it. All right, love the clarity. However, it sounded just a little low at my preferred listening level. But I definitely like the clarity that I'm hearing. And then again, has a nice wide sound stage, a background vocalist, nice and clear, but it sounds like they got some good spacing between them and between each other as well as the lead vocalist. I like that. Again, getting all the nuance, the enunciation of words, the B's, P's, and T's popping off, her breathing rhythm. Nice and clear. I will have to turn these up a couple notches. 1, 2. Yeah, this is where they're really. This is their sweet spot right here. All right. Again, I like the spacing. I love the soundstage on these. They're definitely getting some good space there between them and the lead singer and each other. I love how they're doing that. I already mentioned it, but it sounds really good. Again, I had to turn these up a couple notches just to get the preferred volume that I want out of it. Sound is really, really good. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to song number 2. All right, we are in song number 2, our bass song, You and That by T-Pain by E40 featuring T-Pain and Candy Girl. A little bass song on it. Test to see which one has a clearer bass or the cleaner bass. Excuse me. All right, so let's go and get the camera cut over. Let's get our cutaway. All right, here we go. We got the TH1s on. Let's get it. Song number 2. Okay. Now the bass has has good punch. Not as powerful as I would like. But T-Pain sounds crystal clear. Crystal. Again, the auto-tune, tinny sounding, but not piercing of the ear. So that's a good thing. But man, do he sound clear. I wish again, the bass got a nice punch. And the fade out is nice. Let's turn this up a little bit. All right. Now the bass sound up in the higher volumes. The bass, let me go back down. I can't even hear myself. They get so loud. All right. Now we got E40 coming in. Sounding really clear. Oh, yeah. Sound really good. Now, the bass, when you get up to the higher volume levels, the bass gets a little bit more prominent, a little bit more powerful in there. I just wish I had that same presence at my preferred listening level that I get at the higher listening level. But man, it's still good, nice and clean. I love the fade out. It fades away. It doesn't just cut off. It literally fades out. And the vocals was crystal clear, man. I mean, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to the 5909s. We're gonna put them down here. Let's grab up the Mark Levinsons. All right, we back the song up. Quick test. Make sure we there. All right. Make sure our volume is where it should be. All right. For these ones, just to keep it on, just keep it honest. All right. Here we go. Song number 2, 5909s. Let's get it. Let me back that up. All right. Nice bass. I love it. Give you a nice punch again. Not as prominent, but it gives you a good punch in the night. I like the fade out. Again, and then we got T-Pain coming in. He sounds nice and clear. Just make sure I'm strapped in right. All right. But I do like the bass. All right, let's turn this up a little bit. Okay. I like how clean that sound. I like how clean and how smooth it is. Again, it fades out. All right, let's go back down. All right, we're right there. Again, nice and clear with the vocals. Again, oh man, I love how clear the vocals are. And you got a wider sound stage as well, just like on the TH1s. But man, they just sound so clear on both of these. But again, I like how clean the bass and how smooth the bass sounded on the 5909s. But I just wish it was a little louder. Again, that volume thing is coming back to haunt them. All right, let's go ahead and get into song number 3. All right, we are back in for our final song. We're gonna go ahead, go off a little off the beaten path once again. We're gonna go with Mozart by Don Giovanni, if I can say it right. All right, so a little classical music here to wrap up everything. So this should be a really fun song to hear with these two great headphones on. So let's go ahead and get our camera switched over and get our cutaway. All right, here we go. Mozart, Don Giovanni. We got the TH1s on. Let's get it. Ooh. You got that the cello right off the bat, right out the door, man. And these the violins sound so crisp. And you got that nice little subtle rumble with the cello. Oh man, this sounds so clear, man. So clear. And I'm loving the cello again. And the ebbs and flows of this song too. You're getting great detail. Man, it got me leaning back, man. I love the clarity. Now it's starting to pick up again. The violin is so crisp. And I'm telling you, I'm loving when the cello comes in. Gives you that nice little bass flavor. Sounds so good. All right. Very clear. Just sit back and enjoy it type of sound. All right, let's go ahead, get these guys switched out. Go out with the TH1s. We're going to pull up into the 5909s. All right, let's make sure my guys are straight on the camera. All right, let's do a little quick test. All right, we're good. Yep, we're good. All right, let's back it up. All right, here we go. 5909s, Mozart. Let's get it. Okay. I'm liking the clarity. How crisp clear the violins are. You know, you got that cello. You got the cello also. Man, they sound really clean. These are more leaning towards the mids and highs. You could definitely tell in this song. but the cello is still getting through. It's still got a nice little rumble to it. But you can definitely tell that these aim more towards the mids and highs. It's for more of your audiophile type listening, but they do sound very clear. The violins. All right. Wait a minute. I got a little bit long. I got a little bit more. I forgot where I normally stop. But man, they sound really good. Mm-mm. Absolutely. I love this song for testing because of the ebbs and flows and the crispness and the detail that they provide. And if you have the right pair of headphones on, you'll pick up on all of that stuff. Excuse me. All right, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about these two headphones and the three songs briefly. We're going to pick our winner of the sound challenge. Stay strapped in. All right, we are back in, and man, this has been a fantastic head-to-head. Glad I'm able to bring back the Mark Levinson 5909s. I really enjoy listening to them and everything. I love having, and also gotta have them in the collection. Got to absolutely have them in the collection. All right, let's go ahead and talk about these two fine pair of headphones here. I call them. I guess my upper echelon of headphones, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and talk about it. First song, all acapella. Both of them did a fantastic job with the clarity of the vocalists, both the lead and background. They both gave me the nuance. They gave me the detail, her enunciation, her breathing patterns. When I speak of nuance, that's what I'm talking about. Both of them had nice wide sound stages, which gave the air of spacing between the lead background, each of the lead background singers between each other. They were good spacing between each other, as well as their spacing with the lead singer. Again, very clear. Absolutely loved it on both of them. However, the TH1s are the louder of these two headphones. I did have to turn up the 5909s to get them to that sound, that volume level where I like to listen to mine at. Whereas with the TH1s, I didn't have to touch them at all. So they are the louder of the two here. All right. So again, however, both of them did a great job with song number one. Now going over to song number two, our bass song. I think we got like a 6 one way, half a dozen another. Whereas when it comes to the clarity and everything, both of them did a fantastic job with the vocals and the auto tune, how they kept the tinny sound of auto tune, the natural tinny sound, but it didn't sound piercing to the ear, especially when I turned it up. They both did a fantastic job there. With the difference is in the type of bass you hear. Okay. The bass had a nice little punch with the TH1s, but I wish it had a little bit more. Yes. And it sound I can't figure the word. I don't want to say squishy. But in comparison to the 5909s, but I'm trying to find the right word to describe it. But you do get a nice punch with it. And I love the fade out on it. I just think if we're just talking just strictly bass, I like how I think it was smoother on the 5909s. Just comparing these two, the way it punched and the way the fade out was, I think it was smoother sounding on here on the 5909s than on the TH1s. Even though the TH1s gave you a lot more presence with their bass than the 5909s did. All right. Again, I'm not going to say it sounds squishy or anything like that, but you could definitely tell the difference in bass sound from both of them in that aspect. But again, like I said, the vocalist crystal clear. Like I said, I think the 5909s lean a little bit more to the mids and highs, as opposed to giving you that complete balanced sound. Again, I'm thinking that's more towards, I think that leans more towards the fact that they don't have a graphic equalizer, and you only got to work with the presets. Back when before I sold them, I did use Wavelet with them, so I might have to go back to using that Wavelet app when I'm listening to these, and then finding that balance again and getting them to where I want them to be, as far as that goes. But I digress. I really hoped that Mark Levinson would have came out with a graphic equalizer within their app so that you can really fine tune these, because I think the potential is definitely there for them to be an all around banger. They're just not there yet. They're not there. I'm just gonna put it that way. All right. Now going over to the TH1s, like I said, a different type of sounding bass, a little bit more prominent than the in the song than the 5909s, but again, not as smooth sounding as theirs, in my opinion. But you did get a good punch, and I love the fade out as well. It was nice and clean. Again, vocalists fantastic on both of them. When I say both, I mean T-Pain, E40, crystal clear. And again, I love how they just did away with, just smoothed out the auto-tune, gave you the tinniness, but took away the piercing. Even when you turned it up to a higher level, to a higher volume level, for both of them, they both did a fantastic job of not being distorted and not bringing in that piercing sound. All right, now moving on to our third song. I spent so much time on that second one. Moving on to our third song, Mozart. Again, this is where the TH1s really, really shined, in my opinion. I mean, they just sound so crisp with both violins. You got that nice rumble with the cello when they struck them chords. You got that feel from them, from that cello. It was just, and then again, the nice wide sound stage. These things just sound immaculate with that song. Just fantastic. I mean, y'all saw me lean back. I mean, I leaned back a little bit with the 5909s too, and I'll talk about them in a second. But just wonderful. Just sounds so clean. It's one of the ones you can sit back, lean back in with a drink, and just utterly enjoy it, because these guys sound so good with that classical, mixing the mids and highs and giving you just enough of that bass to just gave you a really nice package. The 5909s, they did a great job too with Mozart, with the two violins. They were nice and crisp. The cello, on the other hand, you did get that rumble, but it was not as prominent sounding on the 5909s as it was on the TH1s. But man, the mids and highs on these are exceptional. It's just they don't give you the full package of that full balance of the with the bass, but the bass is definitely there. It's not like it's not being reproduced at all. It is definitely there with these headphones, but you can definitely tell the difference in between these two when it comes to that. So they, again, fantastic, but has their caveats on them. So if I had to choose my winner on this one, I have to go with the TH1s. Don't get call them dollies. The 5909s did not do enough to make me to knock these guys off their perch. I consider these my number one headphones of all the ones I have in my collection, and you guys know the ones that I have in the collection. So, and these are the best of them, in my opinion. And it's going to be tough to knock them off, but I brought these guys back, being, like I said, because I wanted them back in the fold. And they tell me, and every time I learn why I want them back in the fold just by listening to them. I love the materials on them. I love how you put them on. They feel so good. And I mean, yeah, I'm definitely got to break out the Wavelet app and get my EQ setting back to where it was for these, and rock out, because these guys have so much potential in them. It's a shame that they don't have a EQ in their app, but we will find a way. We will definitely find a way. All right, so again, my winner of this sound challenge is the écoute TH1s. absolutely enjoy the Mark Levinson 5909s, but there's too many things missing on there for them to topple what the king of the hill at this moment. So if this will wrap up this sound challenge, if you like what you see, go and hit the like channel, hit the like button for the channel. And if you want to join me as I continue to do videos like this and others, I got some other head-to-heads I want to do. I got one I'm bringing back. After I thought I wouldn't get them again, here they go. They're back in the fold, and I want to put them up to the challenge too. So you definitely want to stay. You want to definitely click subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when that challenge comes up, and anything else I got going on. I got some unboxing videos coming out. I'm still waiting on 2 other earbuds to come in. I got the Bose QC Ultra Gen 2s on pre-order. I got the Status Audio Pro X earbuds on pre-order. I'm waiting for them to come in, and we can get those unboxing videos, and Gauntlet Series is jumping off. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you definitely want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell so when those hit. All right, so I'm going to let y'all go. It's kind of late. I'm going to wrap it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.